I suppose it's time.
What's freaking... I can redo it, but there's nothing scary than technical difficulties.
There's two cats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus.
That's the kind of ghost I would love to be, dude. If I'm a ghost ever, if I don't find inner peace and I'm in limbo, I'm going to be doing scales. You're going to know I'm there because we're like,
oh, Full Circus, Full Circus.
Hi, my name is Tristan Sartors, guys. Happy to be here with you. Happy Halloween, dude. It is a spooky time in the world, is it not? It's festive, dude. It's just, I love it. I love it, okay? And I can't get enough of it. And some people, you don't vibe with Halloween, and that's okay. Some people don't vibe with a lot of things. But me, I'm a thematic mofo, okay? And I get on board with any sort of shenanigans. So we went all out this year with the Sanctuary of Scare. Normally, I like to go around the room and show you all the new extra decorations I got, but we've done this for so many years now that, one, I finally realized that not everybody watches this. So some people are just listening. They're like, this can wrap it up, okay? You're taking 35 minutes to describe everything you got from the dollar store. And two, we've collected so much that it's taking almost the whole episode just to go around. So I will spin. I will let you gaze and gander into the spookiness that we share. But it is a colossal waste of time, unfortunately, to tell you, look at the sick deals I got. But it's festive. It's fun. Happy to be here. All the usual friends and some new ones are here with us. Guys, I will say, one, I'm thrilled to be here, but I'm also a little dis-thrilled that Halloween falls on a Friday this year in the grand 2025, okay, if you're listening to this in the future, that these episodes come out on Friday. So normally I like a little bit of, a few days for this to fester, to marinate, and you can really fester in the festivities. And it's unfortunate it's going to be boom, zip, gone. But maybe that's just a time of the moment. You get it when it is, and it moves on, and it'll be there next year. Oh, look at that. We just found inner peace. So beautiful. So speaking of that, I feel like absolute turd crackers, okay? And I don't mean to go out on a limb here and speak for the whole class, but I would say that turds alone are one of the worst flavors, all right? I've run the data, I've looked at the science, and turds not high on the list. Okay, if we go trick-or-treating, it's like, hey, we got some turds for you. Nobody's are like, I'd rather have the freaking candy corn. Now, you condense that into a cracker. The only thing worse than poop is more poop. All right. Again, not to say it. Poop is bad. So I feel like a lot of poop, dude. A super turd cracker. It's unfortunate. And what really sucks is if there's one thing I hate more than anything in the world, I despise some things. Don't get me wrong. But if there's one thing I really hate that really gets under my skin, it's sickness. I just, like that's the sound of not silence, but just freaking sorrow. And I don't know how it happened. It's like I just brushed my teeth with black magic. I just woke up and I felt, and you don't get a reminder. You get no memo. There's no breaking news. Nobody tells you when you're getting sick. You just wake up. Oh, really? Are you now? During Halloween, no less. So I guess how thematic that it is during a scary time for me to deal with this, but inconvenient. I'm recording this 3 hours before the show comes out because I have delayed it. I have tried to sleep it off and hydrate and drown myself in fluids, electrolytes, soup, everything, name it, vitamins, okay? I just want you to know I've been putting in the effort. In case you're looking at me and you're like, I don't feel like he's been putting in the effort. I don't feel like he's been taking the freaking necessary nutrient. I have, okay? I really have been. These episodes mean a lot to me, dang it. And I tried my best. So we're not at 100%. Might be cutting around some things if the episode gets jumpy. It's because there's some coughing fits. There's a lot of, right? I've already done it 8 times in your ear. So that was for free. The next one's going to cost you. So it's very, very late in the night. But it's fine for me because I slept until like 6:30 p.m. So not tired, but time is of the essence. So if you can't tell, I am Nathan Drake. Ah, crap. From the Uncharted series for PlayStation. For those who prove worthy, paradise awaits. I don't know many quotes off the top of my head. Actually, I do, but they're actually very, very long. And I could sit here and monologue all night. But we're here to have fun. The costume's great. I will say, I'm a little bit ill-prepared, okay? There's some things that are falling off. There were some technical difficulties, and that's because I, again, woke up at 6:30 p.m., and we just kind of rolled right into it. But we're here to have fun, okay? Spookiness, things falling apart, like that's part of Halloween, okay? There's beauty. People don't like Halloween. I get it, but there's so much beauty in disaster and failing. That's what Halloween's all about. Fear and failing and disaster and chaos and candy. Hopefully there was a few C's in there, but guys, I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. I wish I wasn't sick, but I'm thrilled. And I hope you guys are dressing up. And if not, I hope you're having a time. I hope you're facing fears. I hope you're remixing Halloween however you want. You know, again, it's fine to not like something, but remix it. It doesn't have to be like, well, this is what everyone is, and I'm not on board with that. So I don't, remix it. Make Halloween yours. Halloween is yours to do whatever you want with it. Okay. Do it. So you're like, all right, he's getting very adamant about this whole it's fine. I dressed up. We put on clothes. We put on the samurai swords. Also, I hope you're comfortable, dude. It is cold out. It is rainy. It's always bitter. There's never there's no comfortable way to trick or treat, really. Like even as a kid, I mean, you put on these plastic things, and the thing keeps breaking around your mask. So you keep tying it tighter and tighter. And you're like, I'm a Ninja Turtle. And you're like, can you breathe, honey? So it's a grand old time, but I hope you guys are wearing pajamas or long johns or whatever you're wearing. Be comfortable, be safe, have a happy Halloween. Okay, did we get that out of the way? Cool, great, grand, happy to be here, but also very scared. So I will say, man, I've made a big emphasis this year on trying to tackle some of my fears. What am I scared of? Being sick. Haha, job well done, me. Okay, I didn't necessarily ask for this, but it was the cards that I was dealt. They said face it, and I said, okay, thank you. My other fear, dude, is roller coasters and heights. All right, kind of one and the same. I made a big thing about wanting to go to Cedar Point, go see the thing. I want to conquer the fear. I went and did that, went with a friend, shout out Jillian, shout out her cat, Jasper. Dude, I haven't had a cat in a while, and you forget how much the animal sheds. I had so much hair on me. You're like, isn't that all of you? So I don't know. Maybe that was a factor. Maybe I'm still having a hairball of that. But anyways, went to Cedar Point, a fantastic time, but I have to tell you, terrifying. When you visualize your fears and you kind of go through these mental reps and you're like, this is going to go well. I can see it. I've already thought about it and it's going to go well. I've already made the decision that it's going to go well. And then you get there and then you get in line and you're like, this isn't going to go well. Like how quickly my confidence went out the window, dude. I was petrified. Which sucks because it was like a whole big Halloween weekends at Cedar Point and everyone's being fun and spooky and festive. And I couldn't even partake in such whimsy because I was like, I'm not scared. Like I'm just trying to like tell myself it's fine, dude. You're on a coaster. You're locked in. And I get it. You are. It's very true. But it terrifies me. All right. People are scared of what they're scared of. And that's what I hate it. I don't know why, man. I feel like instinctually in my head, I'm like, well, most fears are probably born out of bad experiences, but I've never fallen off a roller coaster. So I don't know where that comes from. It's a very, very interesting thing, but I got to do a little bit of stage time with the improv stuff. I got sick, got on some roller coasters. So I'm really standing behind what I preach. And again, not saying all my advice is perfect, but for the freaking audio listeners, I'm gesturing very heavily to imply that it actually is all perfect, but I just don't want to be arrogant. But anyways, yeah, it was nerve-wracking, and there's no good way to comfort anybody on this. Like, I don't want to die. Like, that's how I feel. And you're like, well, you're not going to die. Well, you can't comfort anybody out of any sort of fear. Or there's like public speaking, like, it's not going to be embarrassing. Well, it's like, well, I feel like it is, it's not going to be this bad to do that. It's not going to be this bad to do this. You're like, well, it's just, I feel like I'm going to die. That's how I feel. And roller coasters are so scary. And the way that some people try to comfort you with heights and rides and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever had somebody on a plane that go, dude, it's fine. Like, at least we die. We're all going to die together. And you're like, that, what? That does not make me feel good at all. I had a guy tell me that on an airplane once. Like, I just don't really like rides. Like, dude, it's like, at least if we don't go down, we all go down together. That zero comfort in that, good sir. Well, I didn't have a hit on you. Like, that was my goal. It's like, well, you know what? If I can take you down with me, like, are you hard to kill? I don't know what the glory in that was. How am I supposed to feel better? You know? Are you good luck? I have no idea. It always baffles me. That's happened a few times. Like, oh man, I died, but at least we got Gary from 31A. I don't know. But there's people have done that on roller coasters. They've done that on airplanes. Any sort of things where I feel like I'm about to die. It's like, well, at least we'll die together. That's not what I want. That's not what I want for you. I didn't want you to die. I got nothing against you, man. Okay? I want to live. Okay? Just freaking live. Hey, at least we're going to make it. We're all going to make it together. Why even bring up the fact that we could? So there's not a lot of comfort going on. But I don't think there's any comfort in dying together at all. At any time, okay? Like, maybe if it's a sibling and they go, well, you know, like there's a BOGO on coffins. You're like, it's two Sartorius boys. Well, you know, we're actually having a deal on caskets. Like, maybe if there was something to gain, but there's no comfort in dying together. I'll say that. I'm going to stand on that. Actually, I'm going to dig deeper into there. One of my worst fears is dying, okay? And if there's one thing that I fear more than dying, it's dying together. It's dying in a group. I don't want to die in a group. That sounds terrible. Like, if I die on a roller coaster, I'm thinking about this live. If I die on a roller coaster, dude, you're just a number. Like, when you die, that's nobody cares. Okay, extra, 35 dead in Valraven accident. You know, like, sure, we're making the front page, but nobody's reading all those names. Okay, if I die in a group, you don't matter. Nobody cares. You were just under the freaking subtext. Hey, he died as a group. He died with people. I don't want that. Okay, I want to die. If I'm gonna die, and I don't wanna, but if I'm gonna, I want to die with just me. I want to die in my own way. I want that whole article. I want the whole page. I want that whole thing to be about me, man. Okay, it's just not fair. Like, if I'm gonna die, I'd rather just be like, oh, one man dead in carousel fire. Breaking news. Okay? And you're like, well, carousel, why didn't he just get off the horse? But you know what? That's a story worth reading. I might not be front page, but at least it's about me. I want the whole thing to be about me. And everyone goes, oh, you know, you leave this world the same way you came into it, alone. Thank God, dude. Okay? I don't want to leave with anybody else. Let me die with me, all right? You get birthdays. I want the birthday to be all about me. Let me have my death day. My death is about me. God forbid a guy has a little ego in his final moments, okay? It's so egotistical. It's so arrogant to watch it. You know what? Yeah, I'm dying. Let me have that, okay? Please, give me this solid. It just sounds terrible. I want to die alone. I don't want to die in a group. That sounds awful. God forbid you got to come back and I got to haunt the freaking roller coaster for all of eternity with the same people. Like, well, we died to get, you were right, man. Yeah. Okay. That's bad news. Okay. So don't do that. And don't try and comfort people by saying, hey, at least we all go down together. All right. I'd rather we all make it or just me. Okay. Or somebody else. I don't want to die. Actually, I take it back. So anyways, it was a spooky time, and I faced my fears. My biggest worry was really getting dizzy and getting sick because I can't handle that. Some sort of vertigo. Ooh. My brain's like, oh, movement? We're used to laying down forever. So getting on the roller coasters, I was really worried. Like, it was one of my fears because I kept going back. I talked about it on the podcast. Like, I should go alone or I should go with somebody. But if I go with somebody and I get dizzy, that's going to suck for them. Because the first one we went on was a pretty spinny coaster. And I was like, yeah, this day might be over very quick. You know, you might be carrying me out on a stretcher. I don't know how this is going to go. There's no way to, like, again, you can visualize it all you want, but there's no way to be like, all right, this is what it's going to, you know, you get whipped around one time. You go, well, guess I'm dead now. So, I'm fine getting dizzy together, but I don't want to die together. So anyways, it was really cool. Cedar Point was nice. The candy apple was expensive. I spent like $12 for an M&M one. Took one bite of it and threw it away. It was so big. There was no way to chew it. There was no way to get sorry, a little candy apple came up. But yeah, the food, I spent $12 or whatever on an apple. That was probably the scariest thing, is that I always buy more than I can eat. And you look at, it's a giant apple. And I was like, well, surely I could take that. You can't, you won't. And that's just how I roll, dude. I love to spend way too much money on food, and that's who I am. And I never finish any of it, and that's who I am. And that's who I'll be. But place was great. It was fantastic. And they have these scare actors or scaracters. I don't know what the official political correct way to call a zombie. Address me as a spooky fellow, please. So they come up to you and they grab you out of nowhere and they pop out of tents and swing little axes close to you, the rubber. But it was really cool. And it's really, like, I like people who try anything. I like when you put some, like, they're probably all theater kids, just giving it their all. They're running and skating. Like, it's just, I love anybody who goes all in. And they were really giving it their best, and they were coming up close. And a lot of people, like the dudes, they freaking, no, just stay back, stay behind me, dude. It's going to be cool. I'll keep it safe. It's going to be, I'm not scared of these guys that aren't even real zombies. A lot of guys, like, walk around, and they're like, freaking, no, you didn't give me. It's not scary because they're not real zombies, but I was trying so hard to guess when they were going to come out so I could jump and I could give them a big reaction, which I don't know if that makes them feel better or worse. Sometimes I was just smiling because I was really impressed. Like, dude, you're really, like, you're doing it, man. Like, that's cool. I just don't react, like, jump scare wise, but I think I have a couple clips of me. Oh, like, I was trying to, like, give them something. I don't know if they're like, just don't freaking pity me. Get off. But it was really cool. I had a great time. Good for Cedar Point. So furthermore, I have a bone to pick, not really, with people. So we got way more traction than we've ever had when I reached out for spooky and scary stories, okay? Because I like to come on here every Halloween and people submit their stories and their tales for what it's like to see a ghost and experience the supernatural. A lot more traction, a lot more interaction, a lot more freaking... What's another word for any of that? I don't know. I lost it. Oh, there's nothing scarier than a lack of vocabulary. But... I got no scary stories, man. I had some people say they would, but most of you, very sweetly, so it's not actually a bone, would just say, you're very funny and I love the show and keep it up and I'm so excited to see the Halloween and very nice stuff like that. But nobody had any ghost stories, so I'm actually not taking that as a disrespect, but in fact, I would say that it's convincing me even more so that ghosts aren't real. And that's sad, okay? Dude, I want ghosts to be real so bad, man. You know why? Because it's like, if you believe in ghosts, how much easier is that to just write things off? People think of like, oh, it's so easy to be skeptical. It's so easy to just be like, oh, that's probably a water pipe dripping. That's what that noise is. I have to think that's Casper freaking making ramen noodles. Like, no, man. If I hear something, I think that's an intruder. I think that's a real person. I can't write that off as the supernatural. I would love to be able to go back to sleep and go, oh, what's that metal noise? Is someone trying to break into my window? Nope, it's a ghost. Can't do that. And then I found out last night that somebody was right outside my door, diggling around in the trash. Okay, had to turn on the lights. They scattered. So kind of like a real ghost. A lot of ghosts are afraid of light for some reason. Regardless, all that to say, we didn't get any sweet ghost stories. Oh, the goal might be, I think, to go ghost hunting if I can before Halloween's over, depending on how booked they are. I've seen some ghost tours going around. If I can't do it on Halloween, I might have to do it November 1st, which is a bit of a bummer, okay? Because even if I don't believe in ghosts, I have to believe that the ones that we do find on November 1st aren't going to be the prime time ones. You know, like I feel like there's like a tier list. There's a chain of ghosts who work different holidays and different days, like main eventers, like feature, headliner ghosts. Like those are going to be out on Halloween. November 1st, that's preseason. You're nobody. You know, you're going to be selling cars, doing door-to-door insurance sales. Like you don't work in the big leagues, son. Ooh, you know. Scared away. You're scared to be a ghost. So if I'm going to go, I think Halloween would be the best, but I feel like I got to go and look for it. Maybe it's a Santa Claus situation, you know, like Santa's sleigh's only going to fly if you believe in it, but if you want to believe in a ghost, you got to, you know, so they do these ghost tours and they have ghost professionals, I guess, who know the lay of the land, and they're like, and this is where this guy is. So it's not actual ghost hunting, but I'm going to come out there with some gear, you know, okay? So I'm like, where'd you get all the containment, union, ectoplasm, pack it up. And they're like, freaking how? I'm like, ghosthuntersplusunited.com. So I'm going to be ruining their ghost tours for the future because, you know, how much business you're going to get if I capture them all. I'm going to open my own ghost museum. So if I'm going to believe in ghosts, you better believe I'm going to profit off of it. Thank you very much. So anyways, we'll see. I don't want to go late because you're going to get those ghosts that they're afraid of light. Those ones, those weak sauce ghosts. They're too far in the back, you know, like they died so long ago. Like that's probably why they're afraid of light. It's like freaking what? You know, you've never seen it before. Freaking ghosts that see cars. Freaking ghosts that see mattresses. Freaking ghosts that see women voting. Banger joke. So, you know, there's all kinds of ghosts. Like you haven't seen the world. They just very old. The ghosts are bigoted now. But I want to have main stage ghosts. I want to have good, great ghosts. And I'm sure they'd be disappointed too to see the Browns still losing. Snake dissing them again. But I don't know, guys. I feel like we're running out of cool ghosts though. I like the bad old timey ghosts. We don't really have. At a certain point, you have to run out. Are you not? Or do you just keep filling up limbo? Like I don't know how limbo works. I'll be honest with you. I feel like at a certain point, like, do we even have enough space for limbo? Do we have enough space for these extra ghosts? Like old timey ghosts, the headliners, do eventually they get pushed out? Or do they have to find inner peace? Like, do we fill up? Like, hey, dude, you got to get your act together because capacity's filling. But I just, I don't know. I feel like at a certain point, because we're looking at ghosts from freaking 1900s. In the future, are they going to be looking at ghosts from the 2010s? You know, like right now, you have like Railroad Dan and Ballroom Betty, King Wicked. You know, like these spooky, like, you know, legends, these folktale ghosts. Okay, but if we have like modern day ghosts, it's gonna be like, oh, that's Marshall from Pet Supplies Plush. Ooh, you're like, that's what? You know, we're gonna have ghosts that are just scrolling on TikTok in the corner. So you're like, what is that freaking noise? You wake up, it's like, whoa, have you loved these sweatpants? Swipe up, you're like, freaking 6'7". You're like, no, I got a brain rot ghost. Are you kidding me? This, you know, that's terrible. So we're gonna lose those sweet ghosts. We're gonna lose them eventually. We gotta stop dying, I guess. Again, that's a big reason that if I die in a group, man, how will I ever find inner peace and move on from limbo if I die with everybody? You know, I need to die with peace, or else I'll be trapped in limbo forever. But anyways, I don't know what these next generation of ghosts are going to be doing. I really don't. But I'll if I make contact, if I go out there hunt and I see them, I'll ask. Also, did not make contact with a witch. I Googled it. I didn't know where to find them. There wasn't an ad. I didn't see any flyers. I don't know how you summon a witch. I talked to somebody and they had a good idea of like bringing on an improv, like bringing somebody on to pretend to be a witch would be really good. But I don't know anybody who it would have been good, but I don't know anybody who's even fake witchy. It's so hard. It's so hard to be a witch these days. It really is. Because, you know, you see everybody get burned at the stake, and why would you even risk it? You shouldn't. You really shouldn't. So anyways, guys, that's kind of what Halloween has been like for me. You know, facing some fears and looking to face some more curiosity. So we'll see how that goes. I can't wait to return at least this stuff. Man, these little chintzy straps and things, they be charging you a ton for it. I will say that if you're scared about returning stuff, at least check, because some of it, they have these returnless refunds that are going around. Didn't know about it. As a lifelong and frequenter of Amazon returns, anytime they go, just keep the item, we don't even want it kind of makes me feel bad. You're like, well, what's so free? I bought it, you told me it was 5 stars, you said it was good, now you don't even want it back, excuse me. But it's kind of cool. This was $45, and I got to keep that for free. So that's a win right there. And if you're afraid of anything like returning stuff, I don't know. I mean, it is a big fear of mine, because, you know, it like this episode coming out so late, it has to come out after Halloween. It's going to be a tough sell to be like, I need freaking, no, I didn't need it for Halloween. I need it for a different costume thing. I do a different holiday. No, actually, no. I'm sick with it. Anyways, guys, what else is going on in the world? Not much, really. I've been laying down, unfortunately. Of all the weeks that I go out and gather stories for you, I've been feeling pretty sick. I've been feeling pretty tired, exhausted. I've gone through 19 bags of candy. I keep eating them, for one, and I feel a little disappointed about this, because they do trick-or-treating very early where I live, and I finally had candy this time. I bought it and I was ready. I was like, okay, they're gonna come by. I know this time. I know the lay of the land. And then I ate it all, and then they came by and I didn't have any for them. And then I went out and got more, but it was too late. And then I ate all that too. So I've been eating a lot of candy and saving none for the children. And what's scarier than an adult with a sugar tooth? So that's really all my life this week has been like. Been dealing with a lot of password stuff. I'll say this, man. I made all the accounts, all the Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and Walmart and whatever, you know, like your family shares these streaming services and whatnot. So years and years ago, my dad was grilling. He's like, hey, I'm doing this. Tristan, can you set up the Netflix? And I made that, thinking that was going to be a quick little 5-minute job. For all of eternity, they refuse to sign into the email or write down the password or anything to navigate such issues, or any sort of, I forgot the password, or how do I get in, or switch the locations, or temporary, or I'm a guest, or I'm traveling. So I was dealing with both of them while I also got signed out, and they were, my mom and my dad were both sending bang, new code. So the email's blowing up, bling, 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 bling. And then it's connected to my text message as well. So it went bing, mom, dad, group, both, email. So there's it's an ever going. I didn't realize I signed on to a lifelong commitment. That's just who I am now. You know, I'm password guy. I'm freaking. I know all the words and all the ways to get in. I'll tell you what to do. And it's just the thing is that it wouldn't be a problem if my parents weren't smart. You know, it's not really a problem. I'm just making up complaints for the sake of it. But it is funny because they are it's not like having 80-year-old, you know, parents like, oh, they can't figure out how to use FaceTime. Like my parents know how to work everything. They're very capable, but just don't wanna. So I am the tech wizard, and I'm going to wear that hat gratefully. All right. I was about to complain. Actually, I did complain, but I take it all back. I'm the guy, okay? And when you want to get into an account and you want to get into Amazon or Walmart or Hulu or Netflix or Amazon Prime or Paramount Plus or Peacock or YouTube TV or HBO Max or Hallmark or anything in between because I ran out of fingers, I'm your guy. And you know what? I'm proud of that, okay? It was inconvenient for a minute there, but I got over it. And that's inner peace. Whew, that was close. I almost died and got stuck with that forever. So that's just another lesson for you guys. It is important to live with peace because God forbid you got to come back and keep doing the same thing forever. So anyways, what else is happening? We can try this little thing where we very, very briefly click on the news, read about it, and I can tell you before it gets too boring. And if it's not boring, then we'll keep having fun and keep discussing it. But I actually saw this was going around online and social media, that KFC, the great nephew, great-grandson. I should have brought the article up already, but it's one of the two for sure. Let's go with great-grandson. Probably not the accurate one. So he had some beef with KFC, an actual Sanders man, true lineage, and you can look at it like it's picturesque. He looks exactly like his great-great-grandfather. So he had some beef with KFC, and he was trying to be a part of it, and I guess he was upset with the way they were portraying his family member, and they kind of sexualizing Colonel Sanders. So I didn't see the extent of it. I don't know if there was a Colonel Sanders like swimsuit magazine and he was, playing volleyball on a Speedo. If that exists, I don't want to see it. But if it does, then you know what? Good for him for having beef and standing up for great Colonel Sanders. I feel like we all should have been doing that, but that's what family's for, right? So he got blocked. There was a whole big fight, I guess, online. Freaking, that's rude. So he released the official Colonel Sanders KFC all 11 herbs and spices recipe. And now KFC is the freaking fine, I don't know. The thing about KFC is not because people can't make it. And one, good for him. Okay, stand up for your family. I would like to believe I would do that for my family, okay? If anyone was sexualizing my uncles, I'd be like, hey, this is how they like their eggs, Like, we don't really care. And maybe my uncles would like it. I have no idea. They're like, yeah. But I gotta say that these recipes that float out all the time, people are like, we discovered how McDonald's make their fries. It's has nothing to do with knowledge. I hate to break it to you. It is all about effort because nobody will ever do that. Do you have any great things? You can make better stuff than you can make better than McDonald's. You can make better than your fast food stuff at home. Will you? Absolutely not. Because nobody wants to take the time to do that. That's why it's fast food in the first place. Fast food, okay? What, am I going to spend the time to make it when I can pay you to do it for me? It's called convenience, baby. So they're fine, but I like family members defending family members' honor. And if you want to go through the effort, I guess the true, authentic recipe is out there, which is really, really cool. But again, it's not exactly the sweet blow to the nuts that you think it would be. But good on him. I love that. What else is happening? Oh, there was another one, but I didn't bring up the article either. This is the second time we've done this segment, and it's already gotten lazier. I told you, people don't like to put in the effort. But, segue, speaking of effort, I love RFK. Love's a strong word. Don't know much about him. I love people who put in effort, okay? We don't like to do it, but he is. I like anybody who sees that America is unhealthy. He's trying to make it healthy. He's jacked. Who doesn't love a jacked man? Hey, yo. But just trying to figure out, is it the water, the sodium, or the beef tallow, or whatever it may be. I respect that. I enjoy that. Keep at it. I don't like people who are also everybody craps on people for trying things. I will say that. Like the guy, he's throwing stuff at the wall, and people make fun of him. And I have an easy solution. Stop telling people the things that you're throwing at the wall. Boom. Okay? Because I don't like it when you make fun of the guy who's trying to fix the problem. America's unhealthy. Okay? That's a problem. And the guy's trying to crack the code. Now, RFK's team, figure it out first, then publish the articles. If you got a theory and you go, well, autism is caused by the Tylenol, we got to get rid of it. Take your time for a minute. So the only reason I'm bringing this up now is that I saw in a big whole article, it was huge, man. There was multiple of them about this whole autism thing. It was like the reason people are so autistic is because of circumcision. And I just thought, again, I love anybody who's putting in the effort and trying to crack the code. But is there not a different, Tylenol? Yeah, we'd use a lot of Tylenol, but I feel like there's other things to jump through first. There's other, hey, are we doing this too often? Are we, going for too many walks or video games or fluorescent lighting? I think it's very funny that there was endless studies that just started popping up everywhere across social media, across my For You page for some reason. I clicked on football. Do you like circumcision? So they're really trying to crack the code on autism. I don't know what the consensus was. I can't imagine it was good, but I think it's hilarious to go around asking people whether or not they were circumcised to figure this out. Again, it's just do it quietly. That's, in fact, I would argue maybe there's nothing more autistic than that, than going around and asking somebody point blank, are you circumcised? Because that might be something. You're like, all right, this is uncomfortable. Read the room, please. So I don't know. That's all I saw. I don't know if there's any more I can fish out of that. Maybe it's getting boring very quickly, but I thought that was hilarious. I just don't, you know what? If you have theories, like, go somewhere with it. I don't really go immediately. Like, people seem sad. I wonder if they're circumcised. You know, like, there's just other. I'm like, what they have for breakfast? There's other things, man. So, anyways, A for effort. I love anybody who's trying. Okay, I root for anybody. I root for anyone who's trying. But you know, I wait a second before you tell people. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much everything. Is that all I have to talk about on Halloween? I don't want this to be shorter, but I also don't want to keep coughing into the mic. So I got to clean this too. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah. I don't know if I want to end on freaking circumcision, though. Like, that's, you know, that's pure stream of consciousness. He's doing podcasting. He's just like, well, I wonder. And that's how he threw it out there. He's like, well, the end. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm like, yep, did it. So, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Is that spooky? Is that scary or what? Did you guys have a happy Halloween? I sure did. I got to wrap this up, so I got to edit it, and I don't know how many times I got to cut out my coughing, so hopefully this episode was fun. Hopefully it came together well. I don't know if I cut out the circumcision thing. Maybe it was lame. Maybe it was funny. Maybe I thought it was funny at 7 a.m., and I was like, well, I'll leave it in, and then I'm going to wake up and like, you shut up. But you know what? That's part of the fun, is that we can leave stuff in and we can report stuff on, because we're not trying to make the world better. We're trying to have a spooky Halloween. And I think we did just that. Guys, I love you. I'm scared of you. And I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with me. And as always, I don't know. I already said the thing that I always say. Happy Halloween. As always, you know how we close every show up with Happy Halloween. Oh, crap. Does Drake make his own sound effects?